If your team treats the code base or the service very delicately, like it's made of glass, where deployments are rare or stressful and only one person is allowed to do it, then I hate to break it to you, but you're sitting on a ticking time bomb. You might think you're being cautious and protecting the system by limiting how often new code is released, but the reality is you're making things worse. First, by not deploying frequently, you might be slowing down the business. You become slower to react to user feedback, and you're making it harder to ship improvements quickly. At that point, the bottleneck isn't engineering ability, it's fear. And here's what happens next. When you avoid frequent deployments, changes start to pile up. Small fixes get grouped into big batches. Now, instead of tiny reversible updates, you're shipping massive changes with dozens of commits and unclear side effects. That's the kind of deployment that breaks things and takes hours or sometimes days to roll back. But wait, it gets even worse. Infrequent deployments often mean your dependencies are outdated, and they stay that way for some time, which opens the doors for vulnerabilities to creep in silently and get exploited. The problem here isn't the code base or the service itself, it's the lack of good infrastructure around it. If your team is afraid to deploy, it usually means you don't have enough automated tests, no clear rollback process, and no confidence in the build or release pipeline. You need processes and systems in place. Unit tests to catch logic bugs, integration tests to validate how services work together, smoke tests to verify basic functionality after each deployment, and ideally a canary deployment so new versions go to a small percentage of users first before rolling out system-wide. If something goes wrong, the processes you have in place should be able to detect it. It shouldn't depend on one engineer manually checking logs to figure things out. The goal should be to deploy at least once or twice a week. Some engineering teams deploy multiple times a day, and yes, even Fridays too. You should have enough confidence in your tests, alerts, and observability to let automation do the gatekeeping. The more frequent and automated your deployments are, the more resilient your system is. Each deployment becomes less risky because the changes are smaller and easier to reason about. Let me know your thoughts on this down in the comments. As always, check out umacodes.com for more in-depth courses, coaching, and more, and don't forget to follow umacodes for more videos like this.